You only need a bowl and a whisk to make these ridiculously chewy and soft chocolate chip cookies with crisp outer edges, and you'll never believe me when I tell you that they're all vegan. We're gonna start by just whisking together the wet ingredients. So we're gonna add in our melted vegan butter here. I recommend using Miyoko's, but you can also use Earth Balance for nut-free. And then we're adding in the sugar. So we have 2 types of sugar, light brown sugar and half a cup of granulated sugar. And you just whisk just until the sugar is combined. But there's no need to worry about overmixing here because you can't overmix the sugar into the butter. Okay, and now we're gonna add in our dairy-free yogurt, which is our vegan egg replacement. You can use any type, almond milk, soy milk, cashew milk, any dairy-free yogurt. I would recommend this over using flaxseed eggs or applesauce. The extra fat in the dairy-free yogurt is going to give us a chewier cookie. And now we're gonna add in our vanilla extract, so just a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then this is my first tip to making the most perfect chocolate chip cookies. We're adding in a tablespoon of cornstarch. This helps to create a super soft, chewy texture, and it also aids the dairy-free yogurt in binding together to create that egg-like texture. We're also gonna add in half a teaspoon of baking soda, and I like to whisk my leavening agents and these smaller components in with the wet ingredients because I think that it distributes more evenly throughout the dough. Half a teaspoon of baking soda, and then about a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. Just give that another whisk. And now we're gonna set the whisk aside. We're gonna pour in our flour. I'm using 280 grams of all-purpose flour. These do work with gluten-free flour. I recommend King Arthur 1-to-1 baking flour. And now we're gonna start to fold our cookie dough. And you're gonna stop just before all the flour is mixed in. And now we're gonna add in the chocolate chips. So I have 2 types of chocolate. We're doing chocolate bar and mini chocolate chips. I recommend adding at least 2 types in because it makes the chocolate chip cookies extra chocolatey and gives a little bit of variety. And now we're going to fold the chocolate chips into the cookie dough. But just make sure that all the chocolate chips are evenly distributed because you want chocolate in every single bite. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna chill our cookie dough for 30 minutes in the fridge. This will give it enough time to absorb into the wet ingredients for all the ingredients to come together, and then your cookies won't spread in the oven like pancakes. They'll stay nice and chewy and have shape and form. So, see you in 30 minutes. Okay, so we have our oven preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Our cookie dough is chilled. We've also lined 2 medium baking sheets with parchment paper, and now we have a medium cookie scoop. That's about 1.5 tablespoons, and we're going to scoop our cookie dough and then bake. So I like to do 2 scoops, and then we're gonna form them into kind of like large cylinders. This is gonna also help them to not spread. So this is my 3rd cookie baking tip, is that you form the cookie dough not into cookie dough balls, but into kind of like mounds, and then they will bake into perfect cookies that keep their structure. The other thing here too is that because we're baking essentially 3 tablespoons of cookie dough per cookie, you're going to want to keep them spread at least 2 inches apart. So the thing about baking times with cookies is that I recommend baking them for 15 minutes, but it's really gonna be dependent upon your own oven. So I do recommend watching your cookies bake. They'll need at least 12 minutes, but your oven might do 15 minutes. You might need a little bit longer. So just make sure that you're monitoring your ovens. And now we're gonna bake. And the cookies are all done baking. Pro tip, if they aren't looking round like this, you can just use the back of a spoon and just scoot the edges in a little bit. But we're gonna top with a little bit of flaky sea salt. Let them cool for just a few minutes because they are gonna be a little bit softer when they're first out of the oven, but they're gonna continue to finish up baking on the hot baking sheet, and then you can break them open and enjoy. That's a perfect cookie. I'm so excited. Look at this cookie. It's literally the size of my face. Like, you can't have a better cookie than this. The full recipe is found on my site, thebananadiaries.com, found down below, linked in the description box. Be sure to also hit the subscribe button and the bell notification to be notified when more videos like this pop up on your feed. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.